I'm usually quite choosy with books. I search a lot, read a lot of reviews. I try to read some lines and feel the book and then only purchase a book. So, for quite some time, I was searching for a book which has several characteristics in it because when you read a book, you're investing a lot of your time, energy, emotion into it. So, I was searching for some characteristics like it should be very poetic in the sense that it should be in a simple language, it should carry a rhythm at the same time. Sentences should be small. I mean, not long jargons, but small sentences in a rhythmic style, but should have a lot of depth in it. So much of depth that you would want to pause every time, at least more frequently, come back to the line again, reflect on that line, and using the line, you want to reflect on yourself, make some notes, enjoy that line, almost like you're listening to a very good song. Enjoy that line, go again, finish the book, and someday come back and look at those lines and see how you are feeling differently at that point of time based on your context. Only few people have that uh, depth in writing. A typical case in movie making is a parallel case is Mandatnam. So only these are called classics, which are timeless. So you go to them at any different part of your life, and you'll still be able to find something in common with that. After long search, I really feel I got that right book. Siddhartha is fantastic. Each line from third page itself, he enters the story. So it usually that people take a lot of time to establish the plot. He he describes in the first two pages. From third pages, he directly tells about the conflict. By the end of first chapter, he'll enter into a next phase of his life. So it is pacey. At parts there is some lag. Very few parts there is some lag, but it's pacey, and it tries to take multiple themes. So basically, Siddhartha is a guy. He's not Buddha, for clarification. So Siddhartha is the story of a person who tries for enlightenment during the time of Buddha. So this guy goes and meets Buddha at one point of time, and he thinks Buddha's path doesn't match mine. So he tries to carve out his own path. So there'll be three phases. Initial phase of that idealism, where he undergoes a lot of austerity. So he undergoes a lot of austerity, and in the second phase, he thinks, no, this is not life. Let me experience life, and he uses the skills that he got in first phase for phase two, and in phase three is again the realization phase. And finally, so this is one way. So his discovery goes at one line, in that's one line in the entire story. Second line, he has a friend. He has a friend called Govinda who follows him, takes this path, and he has one more line. So in the climax, so I won't reveal the climax, but it's like a judgment on both the paths. So what path did Siddhartha take and what is the output? What path did his friend take and what is the output? What is the right path? And in order to really get be self enlightened. So that is the final outcome. I don't agree with the final outcome. So it says something, but the path is wrong, and the path is not very scientific. It's very difficult path. You cannot be a Siddhartha in your own life. There are, of course, if you want to read something about enlightenment, maybe I can share you something. But there are better paths. I am not trying to be enlightened, but I'm in touch with few people at least who have been trying to do that. Different schools of thought, but that Siddhartha's path is a very bad path. But still, the way the author tries to communicate it touches you very deeply. And the qualities that he tries to describe at different parts of time, if you were trying to have an ideal self at one part of your life, not now, but at least, if you, at least in different phases of life, we would be having our own longings. So if we had longings, idealism, phases where we felt that we really fell down, and again trying to continue on the same path, all of us would be having that story, and it need not be enlightenment, but in our own lives we'll be able to touch Siddhartha very deeply. And above all, those lines, those are magnetic. Very wonderfully written. Very small book. Later on, I searched about this book after I finished the book. So it's written by Herman Hesse. So it's a almost a 100-year-old book. I think it was written around 1920s or 1930s, but and it made a lot of sensation during 1960s and 70s. It seems wonderful read. If you would like to have some fiction after a long gap, you can definitely pick it up.